James 2:14, what does it profit, my brethren, though a man say he has faith and have not works? Can faith save him? How is that not salvation from hell? What other type of salvation could that be?
Literally look at the verse. Look at the verse right before it. I know that's cliche to do, but look at the verse right before it.
For he shall have judgment without mercy, that shows no mercy, and mercy rejoices against judgment.
So what's the key word there? Judgment. So with and this is clearly divine judgment. And I think I'm going to say clearly. I should never use clearly in a debate. I think this is divine judgment. And so this is about believers who aren't showing mercy on one another. And if they don't, God's going to judge them. And so if you notice, that's what's going on. What does it profit? Though a man says he has faith, but he has no works, can that faith deliver him? Can that save him from the judgment? He wasn't merciful. That works. Those works here are the works of mercy. So instead, in fact, he gives a mercy example. If a brother and sister is naked, destitute of daily food, I'm using the King James just for you, Turretin fam. And what do you say to him? Depart and be filled. In other words, you don't give him. You're not doing merciful acts. Then that does nothing for you, nothing for him. No one's going to be saved in this. We're actually dealing with the possibility of divine retribution. We're dealing with the possibility of physical death. Someone can literally starve to death if you don't help them. They can freeze to death if you don't help them. This is not 21st century America where Social Security exists.
So, I mean, the question of whether these are believers is somewhat the question at hand.
Sure.
But what and judgment is something that will be faced by everyone. The believers will be acquitted in the day of judgment because of their trust in Christ for salvation. But my question is, if at verse 14, which we just talked about, that it's salvation from some other judgment than the goats and sheep type of judgment that's coming. But then at verse 17, it says, even so faith, if it doesn't have works, or if it has not works, is dead, being alone. Is that related or unrelated to the saving that faith is not doing in verse 14?
I'm not sure how precisely to answer the way you've phrased the question. This is all the same faith, so it's related. It's not going to deliver you from judgment because it's dead. If you want your faith to deliver you from judgment in this life, you want to be preserved from divine discipline. And I know again, free grace guys are not a monolithic group. Different people take this different ways. This is my take on James, okay? But I think that there are believers, there are Christians. I think this is about Christians. I think this is the first book. They wouldn't have thought of themselves quite in those terms yet. But the point is, they could be subject to judgment, to temporal destruction. Revelation kind of stuff, right? 2 and 3, where God can remove their lampstands and such things. God says, no, you have to do some things for each other. You have to love each other.
So for clarity, are you suggesting that if they have faith, then they won't be judged, or that they will still be judged even if they have faith, if their works are bad?
If they have faith, and it's a faith where there's no works, they're not abiding in that faith, all this language, right? Then their faith will not deliver them out of temporal judgment in this life any more than the Old Testament Jewish people's faith delivered them from judgment, and God sent the Babylonians in to destroy them, for instance.